Armando, in the second half, I think he had 19 points in the second half. RJ said every time he looked into the paint that Armando had a guy sealed.
He did.
How was he able to get all the different defenses that they were throwing, defenders they were throwing at him, get them all sealed, and to the point where he had an open lane to the basket each time he got his touch?
He outworked him. I mean, it is what it is. You can call whatever play, you can design whatever half-court set. If the player is not going to work hard to catch the ball where we want them to catch it in order to be able to do something, it's just a waste of time. And so, one of the things that Armando did really well is in transition, his ability just to seal his man right in the middle of the paint. It's a perfect place to get him the ball because they can't double team him. It's in transition. And he just did a really good job of getting good low position, sealing. It was a really nice job by our players to get him the ball when he was open, near the basket. And so we felt like it was an advantage for us to dominate points in the paint. It was an emphasis. It's been an emphasis every day since the beginning of the year. But, we talked about getting back to that, because over the last 4 or 5 games, we were shooting more threes than we were getting to the free throw line. And so that was a huge emphasis for us, and Armando was fantastic offensively.
Hubert, you guys have been playing 2 times a week for basically the last month and a half, 2
2
months.
years.
Yeah. Now you have a 7-day break before going to Virginia next Saturday. Does it feel kind of weird to have that,
No, it feels good. It feels good. I think it's a great time for us to have a week off to catch our breath. I think it's a great week for us to physically just have a rest. But I think it's also, and this is the most important thing, it's a week of practice where we can practice, not necessarily prepare. And I think the games, our schedule, we've been practicing, but we've been practicing preparing for a game. Obviously, we need to do that for Virginia next week, but at the beginning of next week, we can actually have a practice. And we can work on things that we need to improve on both ends of the floor and just sharpen the discipline and details that allow, those little things that allow us to experience big things. So that this week is really big for us.
On that note, is it kind of a break in the schedule, given how different the pack line can be, to have those extra practices leading up to Virginia?
Well, no, not necessarily. I just think it comes at a really good time. As I said before, it's hard. You have to find the joy in how hard it is to be successful individually and as a team. And in the middle to late February, it's a long season, and it's nice to have this semi-break to be able to rest physically, mentally, but also work on us, as opposed to working on us in preparation to play this particular team. And I think for us, that's really good. And I feel like that's really good in preparation to play a really good Virginia team.
Hubert, you guys were able to dictate the way this game was played, and if so, why?
I wouldn't use those words. I just, from an offensive standpoint, we knew we wanted to dominate points in the paint. And so whether do post penetration or offensive rebounding, we got 14 offensive rebounds. If we didn't get the rebound, I felt like we did a nice job of keeping the ball alive. We shot more free throws than we did 3-pointers, so that's something that we talked about, and we did really well. And defensively, I thought the first half we did well. The second half, percentage-wise, it was fine. There were times where, because of Couture and their other guards really good coming off screens, I felt like they were able to get into the paint, and we put them on the free throw line for 20 free throws. So those are things that we can clean up. Overall, I felt really good about our performance.